And my report basically is kind of a continuation of the recognition of partnerships through Pacific Days. We had just about every department in the city participated in Pacific Days, with the police department and all their work that they did, helping out with the kids parade, with blocking the streets, escorting, as well as the parade on Saturday, the Valley Regional Fire Authority for their help and participation and bringing Sparky out. We had the youth and senior center got together and we did the pancake feed. You had Public Works got out, made sure the park looked good, got the street signs out, did their role. We had our stormwater technician out there at the park all day Saturday for a majority portion of the day on Saturday with education for stormwater. We also had the park board came up with a nice little trail maps that were available at Pacific Days. And then also the business participation as well, and I appreciate, I'm glad to see Tracy Larson here with all her participation with the kids parade and everything that she did, helping out with that, her time, and the nice little gift bags that they got at the end. And so something new that was fun. And so with that, council will see when we start looking at our budget here in August, when we have hopefully our first budget workshop. But I'm going to be adding a line item in our budget, and I hope to get council approval on that. It's about $10,000 towards Pacific Days as a community event. I think the city needs to participate and help build this event as well. With everything that we see that is done in the community, the volunteers, with our city participation, I really believe this can be the true community event that is meant to be if we are a little bit more supportive and step up to the plate. When I look around at other cities and what they're doing, we're probably the only one not participating or contributing to that expense. And partnering that up with tourism money that will be available, I think we can really help partnerships in the community and working with the businesses and all the different departments in our city and really move forward to building Pacific Days and this community event. But one event that we do, well, two, with the tree lighting, but the big summer event that we do that includes all of the community and all of the people that work and live for the city. So with that, I'm going to end my report on that note. We'll start off with the city administrator.
I met with the mediator and the uniform union representatives last Wednesday, the 22nd, and the results of that meeting will be discussed in tonight's executive session. Secondly, Lance and I are meeting this Wednesday, the 29th, to complete the city's counter-proposals to the union's list of requested changes or additions to the Public Works and Clerical CBA. We hope to set up the next meeting with the union representatives by mid-August after meeting with the City Council and Mayor in executive session for an approved counter-proposal. So I'm trying to change the way we work with the union so that we have something complete with council's approval to go to them, and then they're the ones that are going to be changing it. So it's been the other way around, and I think this will work better for them and for us. Because we'll get more direction from the council as well. I met with the Finance Committee last Tuesday, and because I sometimes steal the thunder of the committee chairs, I decided I'll let them talk about it in their reports. Same thing with the Technology Committee. I met with them on Thursday, and a report will be given by the committee chair later. I also met with a representative from Waste Management regarding the current contract and Murray's assertions, and we had that presentation I was hopeful to have, so that worked out well. I'm currently working with Auburn's IT to correct the problems with our wireless network. We talked about this at the Technology Committee a little bit, and I spoke with them today, and I think they realize how serious we are about this being an issue we don't want to have to deal with any longer. So they ordered some parts for us from a business that's in Bellevue. I didn't know it took a week for parts to get here, but apparently maybe they're on back order. I don't know. But I just want you to know that we are aware of what's going on, and it's frustrating us as well as you. This is, I think, 3 meetings where we really haven't had good connection with wireless, if any at all. And I told them and now the council's watching, and this isn't really acceptable, so they know that we've looked elsewhere or thought about it for services, so they're really trying to do the job best they can. Let's see. Finally, August is budget preparation month. That's when we really get going, as I call it, we get into high gear on budget. And so next week, I'm working with department heads on all the targeted lists of projects and activities that you wanted to see us have and present to council or action items. And they should come to you in the committee meetings. So if some of the committee meetings are early in the month, then we may have to wait till after the 31st for some of those, like Public Works and Public Safety. But for finance, and primarily finance, we're having our meeting late in the month, and so it'll kind of dovetail with the public, it's not public hearing, the workshop, the special meeting for the budget. I think August 31st is a perfect date because then we start to hitting deadlines in September and October with the state, how we have to have things in. And this way, before we get to that, everybody on council and the mayor will have a lot of input, give us more direction. Plus, our two managers that weren't here until September 15th of last year are going to have a lot more input this year, so I'm excited for that. Hopefully it'll be the best budget that I've had since I've been here. This will be my third. But we have a lot of work to do because we have a lot of expectations now that you've given us some direction. So, and that's all I have.
Questions? All right, thank you. So the court staff, it's not the end of the month yet, so you won't see those until the next meeting. Community center, there should be a report in your packet. Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I'll be brief tonight, just a couple things, but I think they're important for the community and for you to hear. The Stewart Road project, there's a couple major activities going on over the next couple of weeks that I thought I'd share tonight. The remainder of this week, the contract crews will be doing the wrap-up on the concrete work. So that's a very big step to getting us closer to wrapping up the project. And the following week, or the first week of August, the final paving will be occurring along the Stewart Road segment. So we're very excited about that. But of course, like everybody else, we're a little trepidation about the traffic control. So we're very attentive, and we'll be reminding the contractor at our weekly meetings to really do a good job as we get down to these very big milestones in the project. After that, a couple weeks later, after the paving, after it's cured a little bit and some of the oils have cured out of the material, we'll be laying down the paint striping and the markings on the pavement. So the goal, and it still hasn't changed, is that we'll be substantially complete around Labor Day with probably some punch list items to wrap up after that. So that's the major news tonight. Just on a routine basis, just keep you informed of some of the activities. We had a water main break last week of a 6-inch older asbestos concrete water main over on Tacoma. Crews were able to take care of that within the same day. And then the following day, we had a service line break up near Cobble Court. And this was from an older development activity where the line wasn't abandoned, probably the way it should have been. And so that had been leaking, and it was discovered and corrected that day. So that's Public Works as of tonight.
Questions? Councilmember Holder.
The company code enforcer in making a dent in the staff.
Well, I'll let Jack speak to that, as it's really in his area, but I'm very happy to see, and I'll let Jack expound upon that.
Councilmember Walker.
Well, I'm not, I don't want to get yelled at by James. I'm not all that familiar with asbestos concrete, but what precautions do the crew take to protect themselves against the asbestos exposure when they work on it?
Great question. And certainly workers that are older than I and were in the field, we didn't have the luxury of the knowledge that today's workforce does. So the people that work with asbestos concrete pipe, have to be certified, and there's a certification that the crew and training that they go under to become certified to work with that material. Now, I will say it's not the same material that you would find inside of the building. Most of the precautions can be taken care of by just keeping the material wet. If you keep it wet, it's a non-friable material, and so they've been trained how to do that properly and for their protection.
Thank you.
Okay, further questions? Councilmember Cate? Councilmember Garberdine?
I just had a question. How's our tree on West Valley doing?
I hadn't forgotten. We're in the process of getting some bids. I should say I'm in the process of getting a couple vendors out to bid that so I can share the cost, and we're talking cost sharing with the property owner. This time of the year is, I think you can appreciate, very hard to get hold of some of the contractors, so I'm just having a little difficulty arranging some vendors to come in and actually get us a bid that we can work with. But I am committed to getting that taken care of. I don't want to predict on the time frame, but I will commit to getting that problem taken care of.
And the landowner has agreed that it's a 50-50 split. Is that what we're looking at?
I will say that's a tentative agreement, but we have to have the conversation around what the bid cost is.
Councilmember Cate?
One question I had is, a few months ago, I discovered that two east hydrants in Cobbleport were broke, and you made contact with the property owner. I was wondering how that contact went, and I noticed when I drove through the complex here recently, they still hadn't been replaced, and I was wondering what the status of that is.
I'm sorry I can't give you a status update on that tonight. All I can say is I don't know the status, but I will get you a status report for the next meeting.
Thank you.
Further comments? Thank you.